Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. How are you guys doing out there? Are you good? If you are good, please put I am good in the chat. Y'all, I am so excited on this Friday to be with you to talk about some great things. Y'all, it's a little bit of challenge for me today because I have a cold, so my voice is not as normal as I would like it to be, but I'm still gonna talk tonight, y'all, because the Lord put it on my heart to get on tonight and really share some cool stuff with y'all. So it is Black History Month, right? It is Black History Month, and there's a lot of celebration and festivities already going on, and I've been able to be a part of a few of them. And it's exciting to continue to be a part of more that's to come. And I am looking forward to that. But I am Chantel Denise. For those of you who do not know me, I welcome you in on this Friday night. Just come on in and get comfortable and relax because it's a family affair, y'all. It's a family affair on this particular platform. So I appreciate you being here. As you guys can see, I'm going to go over a little bit of housekeeping. There is a little sign on my banner here that says, you can support me by sending stars. Stars help me to earn money to make more content. So with that said, I want to share with you guys, if you're feeling generous tonight, please add me a few stars. The reason this is up here on Facebook, and I'm sure you've seen it on a lot of different platforms, is that a lot of people who are creators are trying to make opportunities to create more. I am one of those people. I love creating. I love making videos. I love telling story. I'm an actor and a singer. That's the other side of me of what I do. I'm also a beauty queen, Mrs. Elite US Woman of Achievement 2023. So this year has gotten started off for me in a great way, and I'm excited because I know that there's more things to come. There's more things to come for me, but there's also more to come for you. So with that said, I do plan on making a lot of content this year, y'all. I plan on doing some films. I plan on creating a lot of opportunity for some other actors out there. And I cannot wait to share more of that with you later on. Not tonight, but later on as I continue to talk and have these kind of conversations on this platform. So tonight you're going to have just little old me, little old me, which I'm excited to be able to give you me and be able to connect with you tonight. So the topic, if you saw on my flyer, that I'm talking about a woman of worth, being a woman of worth. I also told you that we were going to tonight do a little bit of historical highlights, and I'm going to share in particular with you guys a woman that I really am inspired by tonight. I'm going to share just some of her words of wisdom for us all out here as ladies. And ladies, you all know that there's a lot of women who have made some history. Men, this is not to exclude you because there's a lot of men who have made some amazing history. But there's also some women, and being that this time in this month, I'm going to talk a little bit about the historical highlights and give you a small collection for this episode. And then next week, I'm going to have a second episode with some other people that I'm going to highlight. But for tonight, I want to just start off talking to you about worth and what that means to me. So when I ran in the Mrs. Elite pageant, Woman of Achievement pageant, my platform was Woman of Worth, because I believe that every woman is valuable, completely valuable just by who she is. She doesn't have to have a huge resume of things that she's done. She doesn't have to be a beauty queen. She doesn't have to be a lawyer. She doesn't have to own her own business. She has worth in her. Besides all that stuff is extra. So I want to make sure I share that, because a lot of times we get our worth and our substance by what we do and the accomplishments we have. But there's worth in you, honey, before all of that, because there was worth in the very beginning when you were made by God in his image. There was worth placed upon you because you are valuable. And so I want to talk a little bit about that tonight because I truly believe that we as women, until we really, 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 really embrace our worth fully, we are actually we get bombarded by all kind of ideas and philosophies of what we should be and how we should be, right? And those things are distractions. They're distractions, many of them. However, there are some great things that come our way that we can embrace and learn from and take into our personal growth toolbox, shall I say. But not everything is for us, and it's important for us to understand that we have our own unique value inside of us as people, as human beings. We're human beings first with a lot of value. And so I want to just really talk about that tonight, but I would love to really share with you all. Just there's a woman in particular. If you know me, many of you know, if you know me, you know I'm a fan of Tina Turner. Okay. Because that woman, she inspires me so much. So me and my husband, we decided to do a tribute in honor of her. So we have our band, y'all, that we do this tribute, and we go at it. We cover her songs. We love, I love putting on costume. I love demonstrating and just embodying her character in my performance, and it is a lot of fun. So if you've ever seen that, and actually you can go on YouTube and just Google Chantel Denise, and you'll actually probably see that tribute somewhere online. But I absolutely love sharing her journey and really being able to sing those songs, because those songs really are a highlight of her career. And the journey, because when we sing songs, a lot of times we're telling our stories and telling our journey about what we've actually been through. So many artists do that, in their lives. So I'm going to share a little bit of highlights from, some things that I personally learned from her, that I heard her speak on, that I think will be helpful for you guys. So if you guys are ready to learn something new, learn something new in the chat for me. Go ahead, put it in there right now. Go ahead. I don't see anybody putting anything in there. Okay, I'm looking over there. I'm looking. I don't see anything yet. So put something in the chat for me. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, I got one. That happens to be my husband. Thank you, babe. Thank you. So you guys, oh yes, thank you. I got another one. Learn something new. Learn something new. Who else? Who else is out there? Who else got something that they want to share? Learn something new. Put it in the chat. I want to see it. Let me look over here. Let me look at my private chat over here. Okay, I'm looking. Okay. Okay, I got two. I'm waiting for more. Where y'all at? So somebody put in the go ahead and put if you can do, I'm going to bring some people into room. Put at Shauna Ray Brinkley to make sure she comes into this room. Type some of those people's name in the chat for me, but put the at sign before it so they'll get it, because we want to let them know that we are on tonight, that I am on and I am ready. We are ready. Yes, learn something new in the chat, y'all. And actually, yeah, put on your Facebook page too, because sometimes Facebook don't get the message out, but that's okay, because we can do it. That's what we are here. We're a team right now. We can get the word out. But y'all, as I was talking about, thank you so much for putting that in the chat. As I was talking about worth and how important it is for us as women to live as women of worth and really, really valuing ourselves. So let me tell you some things first of what worth is not. Okay, I want to tell you what worth is not. There are some elements, and actually I'm going to give you some signs and some clear definitions and some clear specifics of how you know when you're not living in your worth. So we're going to start there. So here's how you know when you are not living in your worth. When you are waiting for someone else to approve what you're doing. Okay? When you're waiting for someone else to approve
what you're doing. Okay. Like if you need permission from someone else, like say you actually you recorded your own song. Talking to some of my singers, you recorded your own songs and you put it out to people and you go, hey, I want to know what y'all think, if you like it or not. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. First of all, there's nothing wrong with that. But if in your spirit, in your soul, in your heart, you are waiting for them to say whether it's good or not, that is a sign that you're not living in your worth. Okay? Because you're not waiting for them to tell you whether it's good or not. Living in your worth means that you have to decide it's good because you did your best work on it. You have to feel good about the work that you have done because it is your best work and you put it out. So you have to feel good about it for you. Okay. Here's another indicator of you are not living in your worth. Okay. If you are procrastinating on something that you know you're supposed to get done, okay? If you are procrastinating, so we talked about waiting for approval and procrastinating on things that you know you need to get done, okay? So for example, if you know that you're supposed to be finishing a book that you started writing, you have to finish that book. If you're procrastinating with finishing that book, you are not living in your worth. Okay? You have to live in your worth, y'all. Procrastination is like one of the biggest silent killers. And I will tell you this because I know personally, I have done that in my own life where I procrastinated and I did not complete some things that I was supposed to get done. That is a sign of not living in your worth. So I want you to know that that's an indicator. So when you're looking at like, oh, where am I procrastinating? What am I doing that I'm not supposed? Why am I not finishing what I said I was going to finish? Okay, that's a sign of not living in your worth. Okay, here's another one. A commitment to yourself. How many of you make commitments to yourself? Put in the chat if you're a person that makes commitments to yourself. Put commitment in the chat because I want to know, like, if you're a person that makes commitments to yourself, put it in the chat. I commit to myself all the time. Okay. Do you do that? Now, for some of you, this may be foreign. Like you've never, ever made a commitment to yourself. And what I mean by that is like, I should tell we'll do this, okay, by this time. That's me making a commitment to myself, to something that I said that I would do, okay? So if you're a person who makes commitments to yourself, put it in the chat. Right, y'all, I'm waiting because I don't see it in the chat yet. And I know there are some of you out there who commit to yourself. So this is another sign, an example for you. If you don't make commitments to yourself, then it's an issue of worth. It's an issue of really living in your unique value. Like, oh, like if you can't make a commitment to yourself to follow through on something, that says a lot. It's a lot, y'all. It says a lot. And it is very important for us to make commitments to ourselves. And we make commitments to a lot of other things. A lot of times we make commitments to people. We'll show up at this person thing, but we won't show up for ourselves. Okay. We need to show up for ourselves first before we can even really show up for someone else well. Okay. So this is another area like commit. It's important for you to commit to yourself. I, Chantel, will do this by this time and get it done. I actually keep a calendar, almost like this, a to-do list. And so I have on there the things that I'm committed to, the things I'm committed to complete. And so what I do is when I finish it, I go and check it off because I have to celebrate what I've completed, what I said I would do, right? My commitment to what I was going to do. I check it off. So it's very important for you to do that. Your commitment has to be to you first before anybody else. And so I know there are a lot of you out there that are actually, you're in a rhythm of doing things, which is really, really good. And some of you may have some challenges and blocks. And I think the problem or the challenge that you might be facing is the lack of commitment. So you actually have to say that to yourself. I, whatever your name is, will commit to do this. You have to put your name in it, because and at that point you're owning it. You're saying like, I'm worth it to commit to myself. I'm worth it to follow through on this. I am a woman of worth because I'm going to commit to myself. Okay. So that's an area for you guys to know that you are living in your worth when you make a commitment to yourself. So here's another area that I want to tell you guys of not living through your worth. And this, I want to speak to families. Okay. I'm just specifically talking to families who have people who have, everybody's in a family because you have a mama and a dad, or you have aunties and cousins and sisters and all that stuff. But some of you have children and husbands. And what I want to talk about really clearly, because this is something I had to face, was that my email, I've kept an email for a long time, Chantel Sings Too. And the reason I kept Chantel Sings Too is because I wanted it to be clear that I just wasn't a mom and I'm not just a wife, but Chantel actually sings too. So she does some other stuff, right? So some of us who are moms and who are wives, we actually live through the children or the spouse. We live through them. Like that's how we get our substance. Okay. I want to stop there. We get our substance from that. We get our worth from that. Now, here's what I want to say about that. It is good that I am a wife. I'm so grateful. Very, very grateful. It is good that I am a mom. I am very grateful for being a mom. But that is not what sums me up. That is not what makes me. And so I have to get my worth. I have to see my own uniqueness inside of me, my person, my essence, my aura. I have to see that in order for me to look at my family in a different way, where I don't live my life through them or for them. Okay, I want to make that clear. Okay, because some people might be like, well, what are you talking about? We supposed to be living our lives for our families. No, you're not. You're supposed to live your life with, not for, with. Because there's a difference. When you're living as a mom with your children, you are showing them, you're training them actually to have a value system themselves. You're training them to live in their own worth by you living with them, being you 100, and your relationship with your husband, being you 100. You're showing up as you with them and not for them. And so I want to just share that because I think that sometimes we can get that off. And I had that off for a long time. And so when things didn't go well in my marriage, or things didn't go well in my parenting, where I didn't feel great, like I'm like, woo, I'm feeling great as a mom. I'm feeling great as a wife. When things didn't go well, I had a hard time, y'all. I was suffering and struggling because my worth was through them. I was not living in my worth, the design that God made me to be. I wasn't living in that. I was living for them. So when things didn't go well, I just had a problem. My whole world was rocked. My faith was rocked because I was relying on how they perform and how they feel and how they do what they do. It actually was like my guide almost. And so I just want to tell y'all, like, if that is you and you are having a hard time with that, you got to reshift. You got to reshift because you got to start digging into your own core and really even asking yourself, why are you living for your family rather than with them? Is a question you have to ask yourself. And I guarantee you, when you start asking yourself these kind of questions, you really discover what the root is. You discover what the root is. I really just, it wasn't like I intentionally pursued my family that way. It just happened because I think it's natural and it's easy for us to actually kind of roll through, our folks. So that's an area to really, really pay attention to, y'all. Pay attention to that. The other area I do want to talk about, because I think this is really huge for successful women. Successful women, and I consider myself successful because I do believe that success is like, if you can accomplish something that you set out to do, you have made some success. You know, if you have actually written a book, or if even if you woke up this morning and took care of some things and handled your business, you made some steps towards success. You were successful at that. Okay. I think sometimes we put success on like these big huge accomplishments, and we don't have to do that. That's a challenge, because once you get successful with this big accomplishment, you're always shooting for the next big one. And some of us are like overachievers out there, y'all. You overachievers, you know who I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You overachievers who have to like continue to keep leveling up to the next level. There's nothing wrong with leveling up and going to your next level, but celebrate the one that you're on first, honey. Celebrate the one that you're on first before you try to go to that next level. Celebrate the one you're on and then go. But my high achievers, y'all, I love y'all, because I'm the first time I'm gonna tell you, y'all some bad mama jammas. Y'all got it going on. You can multitask. You can pull from here. You can pull from there. You're like pulling from all angles, and you're doing it. But let me tell y'all something from all these angles. You're not present if you're here. You see why I'm reaching my hand over here? If I reach my hand over here, I got to look over here. If I reach my hand over here, I got to look over here. If I reach my hand over here, I got to reach my hand. You're all over the place. Okay. Multitasking is, and that's a whole nother subject I'll talk about, but it is the one way to divide up the mind. Divide up the mind to not be present. Okay. It divides the mind so that you're not present. So my overachievers, celebrate your one thing first before you move over to the next one. Stop multitasking with all these different things, because it is dividing your mind and you are not present. And where you need to be present and be focused the most, you're not there. And you're not accomplishing really, really what you want to. So I just want to just tell you, y'all overachievers, and I'm telling you, I've done a million things all at once, y'all. So I know what it feels like. We're exhausted. Okay. So when you're living in your worth, you take your time. Okay. You take your time because you want to do it well. You want to do it well. You take your time. So the indicator of the overachievers is, you guys, what happens for us, you get in the mindset of your accomplishments being what sums up your worth. You present yourself as, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, and I attended, a great Ivy League school. There's nothing wrong with your Ivy League school, y'all. Okay, I just want to make sure y'all know there's nothing wrong with that. But if you got to cock your head up to do it, that's not worth living, honey. Be level-headed, be down with the people, because we're all trying to be who we need to become, right? So we don't have to be here to become who we need to become. We can be here. Like, what looks better, this or right here as you? So your accomplishments, y'all, they do not sum up your worth. Whenever you attach yourself to all the things that you've accomplished and succeeded in, you can walk in a room and people already know by the way you walk in that room, the confidence that you possess. So you don't have to add anything. You don't have to drop. Like, I know there's a lot of, sometimes people how you drop names. I remember someone, I was in a room, they were talking to this person. This person was dropping names like, oh, I work with such and such, and I do this with such and such. And the person said, you dropped the name. You want me to pick that up for you? I thought it was the funniest thing. I was cracking up. because overachievers, people who are attached to all their accomplishments, they do that. They drop their accomplishments, they drop who they worked with. And let me tell you, the average person really doesn't care, to be honest. People who are like really into all that celebrity stuff, and they're like, oh, this person is so, people who are like that, yeah, they may be interested, but it doesn't last long, because the next person is going to give them more information, and then they're going to be off to that person to listen to what they got to say. So I want to tell you this: you don't need to name drop. You don't need to drop all your accomplishments. You just need to be you. Okay. Um, but as I said, there's nothing wrong with having all that stuff, because you've worked hard for it. You've worked hard for it. But again, celebrate what you worked hard for. And you can do that celebration right in your own home by yourself, honey. Thank you, God, for I graduated and got my master's. Thank you, Lord. You can celebrate. You can treat yourself, have a dinner. You go out with your friends. You can celebrate. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm talking about for those of us who are getting our substance from that stuff. We're getting our value from that stuff. We're getting our worth, our meaning to life from that. Okay. Let me tell you this, y'all. And I'm a firm believer of God creating us in his image. Okay. When I think about God creating me in my image, in his image, let me correct that. Sorry, God. When I think about God creating me in his image, there's a power that exudes inside of me. There's a confidence that happens inside of me, because I can walk out of my house and go, I'm made by the creator, someone greater than me, and I'm made in his image. So that means that there's a lot of greatness inside of me, and I can actually accomplish the things that I set out that I'm going to do, and I can do them well. Okay. So that's kind of how I start off my day, y'all. I didn't always used to do that. Okay. Before, as I said, I had my attachments through my family. I had my attachments through what I accomplished and what I didn't accomplish. A lot of regrets too, and I'll talk about that in my next episode. The regrets that we have from the things that we didn't accomplish. But tonight, I just really want to give you some indicators of what living in your worth is not, and what it actually is. And to live in your worth, you don't need people's approval to do that. To live in your worth, you need to commit to yourself to follow through on the things that you said that you would do. To live in your worth is to declutter procrastination, get it out of you. Okay. And I could help y'all with that, because I've done the work myself for that. So, any of you who need some help with that, put in the chat help right now. Put it in there. Help me, please. And some of us, we have to turn ourselves in, y'all, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with turning yourself in and asking for help. I think we all need help. I need some help with some stuff. Okay. And to live life thinking that you don't need no help. Hey, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I hope that would change for you. But I'm just being honest. To live in your worth, you need to clear that procrastination, and you might need some help to do that. To live in your worth is really just discovering and really sitting down going, okay, God. And I don't know where many of you come in on your faith, in your faith journey, but I am on a faith journey, and I plan to be on one for all the days of my life. um wherever you come, wherever your background is from, it still is an issue of you really, really tapping into discovering your own worth, and really seeing how important you are and how unique you are. Because the things that you can do, there are things that you can do that no one else can do, that God gave you. God gave you to do. And so you have to really live your life pursuing that, walking in that direction, always walking in that direction. I honestly believe that we get sidetracked with all the stuff and all the things that people tell us we're supposed to do and we have to do. And I want to end here with really understanding your worth, because when you do understand your worth, you know what is for you and what is not for you. And so one of the things that I've been doing, I pray a lot, first of all, is
I literally pray for clarity. Clarity for God to make things clear to me, because sometimes I'm not always clear. Um, Prayer for clarity so that I am completely clear of what He's doing in my life and who He's bringing in my life. And so here's what I want to leave y'all with this last part of worth. Um, when you really are in touch with your work, with your worth, you are able to know who's supposed to be in your life and who's not. Okay, this is a huge one. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. There is a lot of help that's being offered out there, and we get it through different things. There's a lot of help on different social media platforms. I'm a life coach, so I actually help people in this particular area of living in their worth. Um, but I stay in my lane. So I don't really go and try to pull in, like, oh, I'm going to pull in this strategy that so and so is doing. And this is another clear indication too of not living in your worth. And I'll talk a little bit more about this too in my next episode. Is really like grabbing onto what other people are doing and pulling it as for yourself. Even cloning. There's nothing wrong with imitating, but duplicating is a problem. So cloning other people's stuff and what they do, because it's so easy to do, y'all. It's real easy to do. So I'll talk about that more, but I do want to leave you with this. You need to know clearly who's supposed to be in your life. And sometimes you won't know that until you experience working with them. Okay. So, like for me as a life coach, I'm not for everybody. And I get that and I understand that. So I don't try to help everybody. So, like I have people who will come to me and they need a specific thing. And if I got a friend and I know that that's her specialty, I send her over there. I don't try to take her own. I always want to caution y'all from people who are jacks of all trades. Okay. I want to caution you working with people who are jacks of all trades, right? They may be, we talked, guys, I talked earlier, the multitasking stuff that falls under that umbrella of jacks of all trades, right? Because if they can't do one, if they can't focus on one thing and they're focusing on a million things, they really cannot help y'all. They can't help you. They can only help you so much, actually. They can give you some specifics, but a lot of times they're not doing them themselves because they are doing too many things. And I actually went to a self-development program where I had to streamline and get down to the root of the stuff that I was supposed to do. So I get it, y'all. I get it. But when you are living in your worth, you're able to identify what is for you and what is not for you. So I want to tell you this, all my people out there who are your impulse buyers, you are people who look at this person, like you'll see this influencer and you're like, oh, I like this person, and you'll follow all the stuff they do, and then Susie Q will come over here and you go, oh, well, I like Susie Q too, let me go and follow what she's saying, what he said, oh my gosh, he's got some great stuff, and you have all these different people you're learning from. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with learning from a lot of people, but I would say do it one at a time. Get what you need to do from Susie Q and stay there. And actually start applying what you're learning from Susie Q. Okay? Start applying it, because that's a clear indication of like, oh, this person is for me. And then you can free your mind up after you've worked with Susie Q. You can go over here to Lola. Okay? Go over here to Lola, and Lola may have something that she's talking, but Lola is really not the one for you. Okay? She's not the one for you because she's talking way over your head. And you're like, well, I just want to learn how to live in my worth, or I just want to learn how to organize my schedule. And Lola's up here talking about like, oh, we entrepreneurs, we got to get busy. We got to do multiple streams of income, and we got to get this stuff. And you got to get the bag over here and get the bag over here. And so Lola's on a way different. Lola's for somebody else. She may not be for you if you just need to really focus on committing to yourself and organizing your schedule. Okay. So this is how you know when you are living in your worth, you're able to decipher those things and you're clear.
about who you need to work with and who you do not. So I just want to share this little bit of information with y'all. These are things I've had to learn for myself. And I've had to learn to go, I can't be in everybody's group. That's another thing too. There's a lot of groups on social media. You might not be able to be a part of all of them. I would say choose you three groups that you can really connect to. So if you like, social media, you like Facebook, you like Instagram, you like, whatever you like LinkedIn, you like whatever you like, start with three groups. And actually for me, some things that I've been doing for myself lately is I've been going in and actually removing myself from some groups that actually I don't need to be a part of right now because of what I'm doing now. I don't need to be a part of some of those things. That I don't need to have a whole list of groups on my social media pages to be important. I don't. And I think those of you out there, you really need to start looking at, I want to focus on living in my worth. I want to focus on being my authentic self. And so I need to streamline and decipher what needs to go here and what does not. Okay. So that's something. I hope this is helpful for y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for y'all. I'm looking over in the chats right here of the people said I need help. I appreciate you. So if you need help, if you put in there that you need help, I want you to email me right now at info@chanteldenise.com. I want you to email me at info@chanteldenise.com. And I want you to tell me what you need help with. Like, be specific if you know it. If you don't know what you need help with yet, just leave me a line of what is your number one struggle. Okay? Leave me what is your number one struggle. And if you know what you need help with, leave me what you need help with. So email that to me at info@chanteldenise.com. Okay, so I'm going to segue here because I only got a little bit of time left, but I hope that you guys got something out of what I shared. I really appreciate you being on tonight. But I'm gonna do one thing. I want to make an announcement because I said on this show I would make an announcement, which I am really excited about. So let me shift here and see if I can put this up here. I'm going to shift my camera here. Hopefully it'll let me do it. Let's see here. So my big announcement, which I am really excited about, I'm actually going to make an announcement, and I'm also going to show you guys a couple of videos because like I started off earlier, I am a huge fan of Tina Turner, and I've learned a lot from her over the years, not just as a performer, but I've also learned a lot from her as a person, because she has some great wisdom that she drops. And y'all, this woman, if you go and watch some of her interviews, she's killing it. Okay. So the first thing, though, that I do want to do is I'm going to pull it up real quick here. Yay. See if I can get this pulled up here. I want to share this with you guys because I'm excited to announce. Let me put it up here. Come on, Chantel. Let's get this up here. Give me a second, y'all. I'm still learning how to use this stuff here. I want to share this. Check it out. Here we go. You ready? But this, I'm going to try to see if I can pull it up on another screen and see if I can get it like this. Let's see. Present. Let's see here. I'm learning all this stuff. So I'm going to put this in here and try to share my screen with y'all. So if you are just kind of like waiting for me to do this, please go ahead and do that email right now because I will get it. when I'm done. See, I might need to have my tech person. That's what happens when you don't have your tech person on. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. I think I can get it. It's telling me it's going to let me. Okay, it's not letting me. Let me put it back like it was. Okay, so basically, y'all, this about it. But the first one, y'all, let me tell you, the first one that I'm going to do is going to be in my hometown in Brookshire, Texas. Okay. My hometown where I grew up. That is going to be the start of my tour, which I'm so thrilled with. This there's a woman out there. Her name is Cheryl. I want to give props out to Cheryl Rogers because she connected me to a woman at one of the facilities out there, and I'm going to be their guest speaker on March 20th for my Woman of Worth tour. So I start there, and I am so excited. So thank you, Cheryl, for helping me out and for connecting me. It's going to be an incredible time. So that particular event, I'm going to have all these events on my website, but then after that, I hit Las Vegas, Nevada. And then after that, I am going to come back to LA and do one with I can announce one of my speakers that is going to be on that. And that is Shauna Ray Brinkley. She's going to be joining me on that. But I have a few other people that are going to be a part of the event. And that one's going to be in LA, March 31st. So I'll give you guys more details on that, but I am very excited. That is my good news that I wanted to share with y'all, that I am going to be officially kicking off my Woman of Worth tour. And here's the deal, y'all. Next month is Women's History Month, okay? Women's International History Month. So I wanted to just tell y'all it's time for us to celebrate. So let's get ready. Let's start now. And you can definitely check out my website. And also I'm on Eventbrite. I'm gonna put the links down in just a minute after I show you guys these videos. But y'all, it's gonna be on and popping. And so if you are ready to really fully go there and live a life that says wow, because that's what this is gonna be about. We living our life like it's wow. Okay. You want to join me on this tour. So there you have it there. And then lastly, let me see if I can pull up my video, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me get my video up and see. So here are a few interviews that I absolutely love.
You know,
I want to share with you guys. I'm going to see if I can just put the video up so that you can just watch it. And I want you to pay attention to these women as they share. One is Angela Bassett, whom I absolutely love. She actually played in the movie What's Love Got to Do It, and she's done so many other amazing films. She portrayed Tina in the movie What's Love Got to Do with It. And then there's also a woman on here named, I think her name is Lugene, who I'm not sure if she's just a friend or a relative of Tina's, but I pulled a piece of her interview and then also Tina herself. So you guys watch this and just listen closely to what they're sharing, because I think that what they're sharing is very powerful, and it really is an indicator of how these women, they actually live in their worth, and their words that they share demonstrate that. So here you go. Let me see if I can pull myself out and just put the screen here. Put myself at the bottom. Okay, can you guys see that? If you can see that, put yes in the chat for me, that you can see the video here. Let me see. Put yes in the chat if you can see the video, and if you can still hear me. Okay, great. Okay, excuse me. Okay, here you go. Listen up, y'all.
It's about images. So it was about her image. It was about protecting her image. Okay, so we're telling this story, and this story is this story. It's pretty brutal. But I don't care. 2 hours, you're never going to capture but a shadow of what her life is. But it's going to be done with such authenticity and class, because that's what she deserves. That's who she is.
Listen, she goes, look at the picture, Lejeune. And I go, okay. And I look at the picture. She goes, look at the picture. It hit me. She bought me a baby grand piano and had it placed between the two windows in my 2-story Spanish-style house. I fell to my knees. I fell to my knees. The only people in the room that knew why I clutched this frame and fell to my knees was Tina and Rhonda. And everybody's like looking at us like, what is wrong? And I'm like boo-hooing and crying, because in that moment I realized she really listened to everything that I told her. She listened to that years before, and it never left her mind. She knew I wanted that, and she gave it to me. And I thought, oh my God, with all the things that was going on in her life all through the years, she remembered what I told her. And that just blew my mind.
I have left America because my success was in another country, and my boyfriend was in another country. And yeah, private dancer was the beginning of my success in England. And basically, Europe has been very supportive of my music.
More than America.
Yes.
It's a journey. You're born, you go through the journey, and then you leave the journey. Now, how you manage the journey is very, very important. I stayed on track. I stayed on course. Now, why I stayed on course, I had a wish. My wish was to arrive here, where I am today, in this frame of mind, and this physique, and this healthiness, and this, it's a happiness that I never knew
I hope that you guys are still there. I got knocked off. I'm not sure why that happened, but I'm going to try to technical difficulties. That's why it happened. That is exactly why it happened. So I'm going to try to scroll that video again down to
You know,
the
it's
part
about images.
where Tina was. So let me get here.
Arrive here where I am today, in this frame of mind, in this physique, in this healthiness, in this it's a happiness that I never knew that that's what happiness was. I'll try to explain that.
You're happier than you ever imagined yourself.
Ever imagined what happiness was? In the past, happiness was, oh, I bought a dress. Oh, I have this car. And oh, we just bought another house. Or it was all material things.
Yeah.
There is one when I get up in the morning and I go and sit. I have a big chair in my room where I meditate. I sit there to finish waking up. Inside of me is a feeling of, I give thanks for this feeling. It's a feeling comes over you of wellness, of a free, no schedule, nobody bothering you, nothing in the way. Just that moment of you sitting there where you want to be. There is nothing that you want. I have the house. I have the comfort. I have the cars. I have the jewelry. I have the peace of mind. I have the friends. What else is there to want?
Ooh, y'all. I love that. I love that conversation that Tina is having with Oprah. I put some comments in here that I wanted to just kind of recap before we close out. Um, you know, when Angela was talking about her portraying Tina in the movie, she was like, you can really only get like a snapshot of the image, like, right? Because Angela understood that she was not going to be able to capture all of Tina because she's not Tina. She understood that as an artist. And she understood that she was just going in there basically with authenticity and class. And I love those words that she chose because her authentic self had to be present in order for her to really play that role and play it well. And so to me, she's a woman of worth. So I celebrate her because Angela actually, before What's Love Got to Do with It, I didn't know a lot about Tina Turner. I didn't. It was watching Angela portray her that actually inspired me to learn more. And so I just want to give kudos to Angela for really playing that role. But I think more than anything, these women, they're making history with the stories that they're telling because Tina went from a little town in Nutbush to who she is today. And people are still telling her story today. She is a history maker. She is a phenomenal woman. And so I thank Angela for really inspiring me so that I can go and learn more about this woman. I love the young lady Eugene, where she shared about Tina listening. She said that she had shared something with Tina about something she wanted. Okay, here's a huge worth deposit. When we become great listeners, we hear exactly what we need to hear. Okay. And I believe that Tina was that kind of person. She was a great listener and she was hearing things that people needed. And so that's how she was able to give, listening and giving kind of go in hand. That's how she was able to give to her friend. She was able to give to her a gift that she had heard her talk about, and it never left. Like, I don't know how many years ago that the woman mentioned that, but however long it was, she did not forget what she had asked for, and she gave it to her. And so that's powerful. Listening is a powerful way of expressing and living out your worth. Lastly, I want to talk about what Tina talked about: the wellness, the health of being at peace with self, that she can basically say, thank you for this feeling. That Man, when I heard her say that, I was like, wow, I need to do that. I need to start sitting still and thanking God for what is happening in this moment, the goodness that's going on right now, like the feeling. Because we can be thankful for a lot of different things, but have you ever just this took a moment to thank your good feelings, the good feelings that you have? And when she said she doesn't, there's nothing she wants more. I just thought that that was powerful, because when we get to that place, y'all, when we don't have to have all these things to make us feel good, when we get to that place, that's worthy living. That contentment is worth, because you understand your own value and who you are, and you're like, I'm good. I feel good enough that today I've given my all in this day, and I can walk through the night and go and lay in my bed and go, man, today was a good day because I live fully as me in my worth. So I hope those little things, those videos really, really encourage y'all, because they really, really encourage me. So thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching tonight. John, if you could actually put, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and see if I can put it here. I'm going to put the information for my Los Angeles, the part of the tour. I'm going to put it here because I already have it on my website. If you guys want to go there and actually go ahead and get your ticket, I actually have it under my booking segment, and I'm going to put this here right here for you in the link. So let me put it here real quick. You can go over and do that. Here's the link for that. It's a long link. Yeah, I'm still learning this technology stuff. Woo! It's a long link. But that'll take you to for the LA, for those of you who are in LA. And then I'm going to also, if you check my website, I'm also going to put more information on there about John, if you can put my website in there for me, I'll put more information about the tour, and so you guys could check that. All righty, y'all. That is my time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate y'all so much. It means a lot to have you here with me tonight. Join me next week as I actually share some more historical highlights of some amazing women and the things that they've done and the conversations that they've had that are actually inspirational and powerful and historical, and needs to be continued to be shared. And so I'm going to take on the assignment of sharing some of those amazing conversations, because they have words of wisdom in them that will serve us for a lifetime. So thank y'all for watching. And as always, make it a good night, make it a good weekend, because you can. Bye, y'all. Thank you.